From their first taste of treading the boards as a child in a school play, some people dream of a life working in the theatre. For most people, if they are honest, it isn't studying the works of the great playwrights in the classroom that keeps this dream alive through the teenage years. More often than not, it's the freedom, fun and excitement of drama classes that fan the flames. It's all about getting up from behind a desk, expressing yourself, becoming someone else for a while. For many, it's living life in the spotlight that is most appealing. From performing street theatre in a park to starring on Broadway, they live for the adulation and applause of the audience. But for others, the dream is about making that magic happen, working unseen in the shadows behind the scenes. This is the Theatre by the Lake in Keswick. Appropriately named, the theatre sits on the shores of tranquil Derwentwater and is surrounded by the breathtakingly beautiful scenery of the Lake District National Park. While it feels like a world away from the bright lights of the West End of London, the theatre is one of the most prestigious regional theatres in the UK. And, most importantly, it actively works to help young people get their first break working as part of a highly skilled backstage team. The team is led by experienced professionals who guide the young crew members starting out on their careers.
I'm Ian Forrest and I'm Artistic Director at Theatre by the Lake. Really, my job is to be responsible for all the home-produced work that we produce in the theatre. That may be in any year up to 8 productions. So I choose the plays, I cast them together with a casting director and my associate director, and then we audition for actors, and we choose our companies, and then we rehearse the plays. But I think what's great about this is it is a mix of people with different experience, and also the good thing is that we do positively try and give people opportunities early in their careers. And we've also got various apprenticeships on the kind of technical and production side as well. So it's great, I think, actually being able to work with people who are really enthusiastic and keen and young. It's really enjoyable doing that.
My name's Andrew Lindsay. I'm the technical manager here at Theatre by the Lake, and I look after the sound, lighting, video and staging resources, technologies and the staff that implement those here at Theatre by the Lake. I kind of fell into becoming a technical manager by accident. I didn't know whether to do music or visual arts at university when I left school. So I went to an institution which encompassed those areas. Working with music and working with visual arts in a theatre setting. And then I specialised in lighting design, sound design, and the technical aspects of theatre. And after leaving university, I did as much professional work as possible to kind of broaden my horizons a little bit, and was fortunate enough to have a series of permanent full-time jobs and working my way up the ladder to become a technical manager. We have a huge range of different technologies at our disposal. We have everything from the flying system, a stagey system, which flying is a term used for the movement of set vertically on stage. We have technologies there which have been around for nearly 200 years that derive from when the sailors came off the ships and tied knots and used ropes and pulleys to move scenery and set around when they weren't working offshore.
Today, working behind the scenes in the theatre can be as much about computers as it is about curtains. And a high degree of technological expertise is required for many of the roles.
The other side of the coin is that we have highly complicated but fantastic digital systems which allow us to work easily and more in depth, producing a whole range of different theatre and different styles. The vast range of technology now available to us means that there's very little that we can't do. So we have kind of both extremes. We have really hybrid digital technology, but then we have 200-year-old technology as well, working hand in hand to produce what the audience see every night.
So what is it like for the young crew working behind the scenes? What exactly goes on in the shadows while the audience is transfixed by the actors on stage? Charlotte and Hayley are both assistant stage managers at the Theatre by the Lake.
My name's Charlotte and I work at Theatre by the Lake as the resident assistant stage manager. So on this particular production, I'm on the book calling the show, making sure all the lighting and sound cues happen at the right time in relation to what's happening on stage. So in this particular case, this book I had with me throughout the rehearsal period for the 4 weeks. The different columns I've got like a cue column. I have a calls and information column, which is anything I need, any information, any little bits, or especially when it's like a visual cue. But my last column I use during rehearsals, which is the blocking, which is every single movement that the cast member makes throughout the show, I have to record and make a note of. There's a camera right at the front of the auditorium that doesn't record but just relays the show from there, and it also plays back in the green room as well, backstage, so the cast can see what's happening on stage as well. And it's useful for me for various visual cues. For instance, I've got various lighting cues simply happening when someone turns on a light switch in one of the rooms. I have to be able to see that happen. I wear this can set, we call it cans, and I'm talking to either the stage manager who's on the floor, who's Hayley tonight, and she'll be at the beginning of the show on the can set, or she'll also be on radio if I do need her in an emergency. But I'm also talking to whoever's operating the show. So when I call a cue for a lighting and sound cue to happen, there is someone in the box at the front of the auditorium in this one pressing go on the desk basically to make sure that happens.
My name is Hayley and I'm the resident assistant stage manager. So I work as part of a team of 3. There is a company stage manager, a deputy stage manager, and I'm on the bottom of the ladder as the assistant stage manager. And so one of my main duties is to source, prop and borrow or buy props, furniture and set dressing for all the shows that we do here at Theatre by the Lake during the year. So when we get here, the stage is bare and we have to put all the furniture and props back together, back on the stage, and then we do a shout check to make sure that everything is there. So we have a list of where it should be and what it should entail. So what's in the suitcase, it goes down to quite a lot of detail to make sure it's there. And then as part of a show call, we make sure the actors are here. And I run on this one, both wings, both stage left and stage right. We are now stage left. And I make sure that the actors have all the props that they need to go on stage with. I think the best thing about working on my job is that it is completely different every day. You can come in and it's a different show. Because the theatre is live, which is the best part about it, you have to deal with the issues really quickly. We had on Saturday night one of the actors' trousers fell down on stage, so you have to act really quickly and get the safety pins and make sure that you put his trousers back on, ready for him to go back on stage. And there is also always little bits and bobs that happen that makes it really interesting and different.